I also recently watched some Muppet stuff. Almost exclusively the new stuff, and by new stuff I mean I started with the 2011 movie, which was actually pretty decent. I actually got a couple laughs out of that, and yeah, I wasn't too big into the musical numbers, and it wasn't as emotional as I heard some people say. I don't know. I thought it was good. I haven't watched Muppets Most Wanted. I heard that's actually supposed to be funnier than the one before that, Muppets 2011. I still need to watch Muppets Most Wanted. I'll get to that eventually. I have actually been watching that new Muppets TV show, which I honestly thought that they were just going to redo like the old one, except today, with like only moderately updated jokes and like today's celebrities, but no, it's a show within a show. It's kind of like The Office, or actually I think a better analogy would be it's cross between The Office and 30 Rock, where they're doing a late night talk show starring Miss Piggy, where the Muppets are all the cast and crew, and they do that like a side interview type thing. I actually really like it. I mean, Piggy's a pain in the ass. She's even more obnoxious than I've ever seen her before. Maybe she's always just been as obnoxious as she is in this show, and I just was too young to remember it back in the day. But overall, I do like it. It feels a lot more mature. Especially some of the jokes. They have the one bear on there, not Fozzie, the other one, Bobo. He's selling Girl Scout cookies for his daughter. And then Scooter comes over and says, "Hey, did you ask the band if they want any cookies? I'm sure they'd love to buy some boxes." And Bobo says, "Hey, you're right. Those guys are always happy." And Scooter says, "Yeah, legally now." That's not the kind of joke I'd expect from the Muppets. And the beauty part is, it's kind of one of those jokes where it's an adult joke, but it's just veiled enough that it'll slip by the kids. So it's still totally a family show. I'm looking forward to watching more of it. I'm gonna get around to watching Muppets Most Wanted. I really should go back and just watch the old movies and try and find the old TV show. I honestly don't know if it holds up at all, but I'll find out. Hopefully I can find it so I can know for certain. Maybe I'll just regrow my appreciation for the Muppets again. Maybe the 2011 movie worked and it's actually getting some new fans and bringing back some of the old ones. Also, the one Muppet Scooter, was he always supposed to be like the loser character? I mean, I know he was supposed to be like the nerdy inventor type character, but in the new show, he's doing a lot more of the jokes revolving around he still lives with his mother and his mother's his best friend, and he never uses any foul language. It's jokes like that. I mean, I don't remember a lot of the stuff from the old show, so I don't know if that was kind of always what he was, or if they just like updated or like slightly altered his character a little bit to be more applicable to today.
Well, I suppose you only live once, eh?
Which can be considered a good thing or a bad thing depending on your perspective. Actually, now that I think about it, I suppose that applies to both water and only living once. Not sure if that counts as dark or actually somewhat uplifting. Again, I guess that depends on your perspective. It could just be what it is, rather nihilistic, if you take that perspective. But anyway, back to the character of Scooter. I don't even remember. Was he an inventor? I mean, like I said, he was supposed to be a smart, nerdy type. So, because I'm kind of thinking back to the Muppet Babies, and even then, I don't remember that very well. So, like, was he like a super genius inventor back then, or am I thinking about the professor? Like, was Scooter supposed to be a slightly lesser version of the professor? Or am I just, like, combining those two characters unconsciously? And were, like, the still living at home jokes in the old stuff? Or is that just something new that they added on? Why am I even asking this? By the time this episode goes up, I'm probably already going to have watched the old stuff, if at all. I'm rambling. This is kind of the point of this channel. This is the kind of point of a lot of Let's Play channels, is just rambling. I'm still rambling. I cannot shut up. Muppet babies, make your dreams come true. I only remember that part of the lyrics because I keep hearing other people repeat that part of the lyrics. For all I know, they could be lying to me. Not sure why they would do that. I'm just a little paranoid. Always have been. Oh hey, someone built a dam. It's no Hoover, but it still sucks. Another dead guy in a bathtub. All the way out here. I see stuff and I think to myself, well, how did it get here? And then I remember it's the same as it ever was. Same as it ever was. Same as it ever was. That song is too damn catchy. I don't even like that song that much. Another song I don't like is that one song, Unchained. Can't remember exactly the band that did it, but because I try my best to tune it out every time it comes on the radio, because I listen to 98 Rock a lot. But yeah, it comes on, and it's always the lyrics itself, Unchained, because the thing is, they play that song like 20 times a day, every day. And it's... Excuse me, I'll finish that thought in a minute. I just found something really frickin' good. Let's see, is there anything else in here? Oh, sweet, it comes with its own fusion core. That is super handy. I guess it was right in the middle of transport into combat and they wanted it ready to go, or like the game developers didn't want you to have to, like, they didn't want to have to animate it, you putting it in while you're underwater, because it might look weird. And I have to take this home real quick. Oh, the legs are missing. That kind of sucks, but I guess I can find more elsewhere. I mean, I got the frame, I got a brand new fusion core, and I got like 4 pieces to the T-51 power armor. That's good. That's an excellent find. Now let's check out that vertibird real quick to make sure I didn't miss anything in there. There might be ammo or something. Just want to make sure. Okay, so the power armor's all that's over here. That's fine. That's plenty good. One could argue that's actually better than finding a couple rounds of ammo that I could find pretty much anywhere else. I could find that on Raiders. Anyway, let's go over here to... because I went here for the split in the path, so let's go find the other path. Let's see what's on this side of the river bend. Oh, hey, it's a legendary. Let's see what he's got. Dark Hello Pond. Sometimes I wonder if these are actually real places. Yeah, I can work with this. Oh, yeah, I was right in the middle of talking about Unchained when I found that power armor. Yeah, the lyrics... It's repetitive, it's just... And especially, like, they do... The band does that little, like... They stop playing the actual song. I mean, the music still goes in the background, but then they do that thing where they have, like, this moderate little comedy bit in the middle of the song. Hey, man, you're looking good! You'll get some leg tonight for sure! Tell us how you do! Come on, man, give me a break. Hey! One break coming up! And it's so freaking obnoxious. And the thing is, like, if you want to do that for a song on your album, that's one thing. I'd actually prefer it if you did it in between songs. But the fact that you put that... You're not comedians, alright? And the fact that you'd actually put that right in the middle of one of your songs. So now everyone's going to hear that anytime they want to listen to the song. They have to hear that bit. And it just makes it, for guys like me who don't like the song already, it makes the song even worse. And unfortunately, 98 Rock keeps playing that song every goddamn day, 20 times a day. Because if you're lucky to hear three songs that came out within the past, like, 2 years from them, you're lucky. But you better frickin' believe that if it came out back in the 80s, mid-90s or whatever, oh, you're definitely going to hear it. At least if it's in their normal rotation, because they're going to play it at least once or twice a day. And in the case of Unchained, they're going to play a couple dozen times. God, I hate that song. So sick and tired of freaking hearing it. That's half the reason why I stopped listening to that station. I'm not going to say the other reason, because... Well, I just don't like the morning DJs. Because, I mean, they have the... I'm definitely not gonna go into the names of the DJs, but... there's one of the morning DJs who... It's three of them, plus their producer, who he's something of a guy on the show. He's basically a member of the show as much as anyone else is, because... Well, they bring him on, he talks and he has stuff to say, but I digress. I like the producer that they have there. I kind of like because they've gone through some, like, roster changes. So they have the news guy, who I've always hated. I've always found the news guy obnoxious. They have him on, and he's been there for, like, the past 3 changes in lineup. The past 3 morning shows, he's been on there as the news guy. And then they have the one guy who's on there. He was the producer from the last morning show, and now he's full-time co-host on there. And then you have another guy who's a comedian who I honestly regard him back when he was only just like the occasional guest who'd show up on 98 Rock. I thought he was one of the funniest comedians that comes out of Baltimore. But then, now that he's on there like full-time, he's very quickly run out of material, and he's constantly repeating jokes, and like now, like half of his jokes are either dinging a bell. That's literally it. He just loves dinging that bell, and another sound effect he likes is the sound of the Tyrannosaurus from Jurassic Park. He loves playing that sound, and you cannot have a conversation with him without him doing both of those sound effects. And it's basically just the news guy fan morning show or whatever, because all the dang conversations wind up going and revolving around the news guy's, like, massive but fragile ego. So the last morning show is like whenever the news guy did something like really neurotic or like really stupid because the guy is a shut-in, he's a maniac, and not a maniac in an amusing way. It's just like he's so freaking pathetic and scared of everything. And the past morning show hosts were like give him occasional crap for it, like trying to like push him to like break out of his shell. But now the current morning show is just coddling him and feeding his ego, and it's just so often about him. And it's just, if you have a show and there's a cast of characters and there's one character on the show you don't like, but you kind of like everyone else for like various reasons, you'll stomach the one bad character. But when all the other characters are just fixated and lavishing the one character you don't like with attention, and like the jokey character, the comic relief, he goes from doing anything that's actually for the sake of comedy, and now he's just doing it and focusing it towards making the character you don't like feel good about himself. So yeah, I completely stopped listening to the morning show. I can't say completely, because for as much as I hate it, I do at least know these guys. And when I say know these guys, I mean I've listened to them long enough that I know who they are. So I need something to listen to when I'm riding to work. And the thing is, since I listen to my MP3 player all day at work anyway, because I have one of those kinds of jobs where my boss is actually decent enough to let me do that, I've already listened to pretty much all the music I have, and I only get like a new album worth of music like every 3 months if I'm lucky. It's not very often I find new music that I'm actually all that into. So yeah, I need to find new music to listen to overall. There's a mosquito in here. It looks like there's some sort of bug flying around. So yeah, I need to listen to the radio on the drive to work, which is annoying because I have to listen to those guys, but that's only the morning show, so the drive home ain't so bad, and I do occasionally hear some music. Actually, since the afternoon, or I suppose it would be evening for me, the evening DJ on my drive home isn't the one who they changed them within the past 6 months, so now I'm hearing Unchained a lot less. Which is good. He's actually playing some of the more new stuff. He does play stuff like from the 90s and early 2000s a lot more often than 80s stuff, but 80s stuff still comes up. But the thing is, I haven't actually heard Unchained in a month, and I love it. I'm so grateful for it. There's gotta be something down here worth all this radiation. There's gotta be something. Even if it's just junk, there must be a lot of junk. In one case, or a small collection of cases. I wish I got an exact number on how much radiation I have, so I know. I mean, yeah, obviously it's worth using a radaway now, but it's if a radaway removes, X amount, then I have X amount radiation, it's a perfect time to use it. But if I have just shy of X amount of radiation, then, using a radaway would be, kind of, sort of a waste. I could actually stand to, get a little bit more radiation before actually having to use it. I just wish that radiation had an exact number, because I'm pretty sure it had an exact number in the past games. I know for a fact it had an exact number in the past games. Oh, finally something! And it's not worth it. That is not worth the radaway. Okay, so I found a bunch of junk items that aren't exactly rare around here. And collectively, they are not worth anywhere near as much as all the Radaway and the subsequent health items that I have to use in order to recover from swimming around and that crap. But the Mirelurks, I killed a legendary Mirelurk, and on the way here, I killed a legendary Raider and a legendary Rad Scorpion. And this place has some good stuff. So, kinda evens out, I guess?
Nice.
If only I could, sir, but it's locked up tight.
I'm not reading this note because I'm not sure if it's going to be included in the video I'm going to upload or whatever. Heck, I might not even visit this. Screw it. Yeah, if this happens to make it in, feel free to read the letter yourself. Just hit the pause button.